routing-wise, though he's no slouch in execution. His execution has gotten incredible, though his routing's no slouch. It's kind of a battle of wits of those two modes. And we're off already with Willard getting a hook shot.
Yeah, this starting off well. WillardJBradley pulling with the early lead by starting at Link's house.
Quite literally pulling himself on that bush right there.
And the world's fastest map check. We saw a pendant over at Eastern, and that's all I could catch. Couldn't tell you if it was green or not, but it was definitely a pendant variety.
Well, watch for that tracker to get filled in. Shoutouts to Iceman for doing all that button clicky stuff as Willard cycles around to try to grab some bombs. And there's one. Two total.
Good start, getting 2 out of the 50-50. It gives him the option, if he finds something good at race game here, he can go ahead and get it immediately. If not, he can save the bomb for Chicken House and Cackwell. I will be going for the 20, and then there was an item on the Lumberjack there that kind of looked like Cane of Samaria, but I couldn't tell.
Was it Cane of Samaria or was it 20 rupees? Because that's either super important or who cares?
Maybe it was just a big 20 then. I saw something red.
I think that was a blue cane in the library we saw at least. So one of the canes is in play. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What are we trying to do in this race here?
We are trying to kill the big pig, and that only. To do that, we're gonna have to get 7 crystals today. We're not gonna have to do all dungeons specifically, even though we might end up doing it as well. Unfortunately, we're playing on expert mode too, so that's gonna kind of wrinkle up things a little bit.
Yeah, and these were settings chosen by the bot. Each runner had a veto. Willard vetoed Key Sanity because he knows Kohrek loves that, and Kohrek vetoed Swordless because he knows how much Willard loves that.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily sure if Kohrek liked Retro as much, or if he just kind of wanted to play it against Willard just to see if Willard knew all the ins and outs of it. It didn't seem like they were too happy with the settings they got, but I mean, that's just been the nature of this tournament itself. You got to deal with what's been rolled.
Yeah, this is certainly a map that's going to make things tricky. Expert mode really tests the runners. I don't know about you, Act. There's a point for me with hard mode where I'm comfortable, and expert I'm just never really ready for it.
It makes things very difficult. You really start to feel the punishment of just when you move around the overworld. You can't take little hits here and there. You're not going to get the mail upgrades for the buffer. I believe it's only 8 total hearts. So even then, you know, you could play amazing, then you get all the way to the very end and still get one shot by Ganon. Hey, there's a sword in the Cackwell, though.
Okay, I'll take that. That's half of the swords we can get.
Yeah, all 4 swords will still be in the pool, but fortunately it's only going to let us collect 2 of them, so you're only going up to max sword.
Alright, there is a better map check. Regular crystal at Desert, 5-6 crystal up at Hera.
Okay, alright.
But I could read Willard's map check, which means he probably took too long doing it. Do we just call the race for Kohrek at this point?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Willard did get the early hook shots, so he's going to get that. He's also got these early boots hanging out in the Cackwell, too. Kohrek's not too far behind.
All right, I think it is officially too early to call this race for either runner.
Yeah, but it is close. And that was also a glove over there in the Kakariko well. Right.
Okay. I like the way the runners are routing this then, because they're going to get to go straight to Bonk Rocks from here. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get another lift up right in the Bonk Rocks, and then we can do Kingston.
That would be ideal, hopefully. Probably what they're not hoping to find, though, is the flippers. You know, you'd finally think I think almost all 4 of the games in their series were all dungeon. I'm pretty sure 3 of them are. I'm not sure about all 4. But when you get those flippers, it starts pointing at Aga 1. And they're, you know, finally thinking, hey, I didn't have to do all of this, but they end up having to do it anyways. It's a pretty poor return on investment there. $100 for a single green rupee from the bottle vendor there.
I mean, if that is the 1 rupee you need to get to Zora, which, you know, has happened this week in a race, then it could pay off, but probably not worth it. Probably.
I mean, I guess it was worth it for him. He's running a pretty profitable business there. And here's the route you were talking about. Willard's gonna come over here and check these bonk rocks and get the mitts, because Phyllion deemed it to be so.
Oh, I wish.
There we go. 10 arrows.
I really wished there. All right, Willard's going to give us that lumberjack check. So we're going to find out if that was 20 bucks or the elusive red cane.
It was probably 20 bucks. Everybody seemed very sure of it. I'm more often not wrong about things as well, so I'm going to believe everybody else but myself.
It's Act the Boker versus Twitch chat. I don't know who to trust, and Willard's not going to show us at all.
I legitimately had no idea, so... Couldn't see it there. Ooh, there's a hammer in the back of Escape. Well, be interested to see if Willard... Yeah, he does. He's going to head up Death Mountain, so... This could be really interesting for him, especially if he decides to go over to the east side, because if he doesn't save and quit out of his route to check the back of Escape, he will not be able to go over to Hera, but that might be a good thing.
Why would it be a good thing to not get to Hera? Well, I guess if it's fire locked.
Yeah, if though, you know, he finds a fire source somewhere else, or, you know, make rando things happen, you know, who knows?
Imagine getting randoed in Randomizer. Ooh.
Hey, there's silvers from the old man.
Okay, great. We will get back to those in an hour and 40 minutes when we get to the fight, and not worry about them until then.
Yeah, what Phylion's mentioning there, the quite most comical perk of an expert mode is the silvers do actually exist. You can use them, but only in the Ganon fight and nothing else. So
that said, I do love getting them in expert mode, because otherwise you're doing Master Sword, Silverless, and 24 spins is not what you want to do after 32 spins, so, or 28 spins.
I don't know. It's good practice.
The numbers are too high, I get confused.
I'm sure Kohrek could have used some Ganon practice too, so maybe it would have been better that way. So he'll be checking his bonk rocks, and then I imagine he'll probably be going up Death Mountain too with the hook shot and hammer in tandem. And looks like Willard elected to not go check out the east side, and that's actually a pretty smart call too. Without the well, he's gonna do it anyway, so that's what I meant.
I think he didn't want to spend the bomb for the bomb jump.
Fair enough.
Maybe he's only at 3, which is not as many as you'd like.
That makes perfect sense. Well, there's 7 items over here in Paradox Caves. Probably one of the higher density checks you have left. I haven't seen anyone go over to South Shore yet, which is kind of surprising, but it did give him a glove and hookshot hanging out right in Kakariko, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Lamp's probably somewhere easy and early, like South Shore, and just kind of assume you'll get it later, although, yeah, if you need it for Hera, that'll get dicey. Chat's pointing out that Willard saved it and quit because he had no health, and you know what? That is what happens in expert mode.
Yeah, I think there's only one actual heart container, and the rest are going to be all heart pieces, if I remember correctly.
You can definitely count that high. It's a grand total of 1.
All right.
And counting's hard.
That's all right. We got our refill there, so 4 hearts now instead of 3. You got to feel super safe with that. Now you can take almost like 2 hits on certain things.
Yeah, that's a 33% increase. We are golden.
All right. Interestingly enough, Kohrek is not going to capitalize on the density over in East Death Mountain, and he kind of knows that he sequence broke the lamp to get up there. So if he hammers over to do Hera and it's lamp lock, you kind of feels like you put that on yourself if you make that decision because you came up there without the lamp to begin with. I think that's why he's making that decision.
That's my read as well. It's hard to tell with that guy. Often he does something really smart that I don't understand for 20 minutes, but I'm going to say that's what he's doing, and then we can pretend we're smart about it when we see the reveal later.
Yeah.
do get flippers out of the dam, so that's got me a little worried.
Yeah, flippers and hookshot. You get that cape and you're going to be a little worried. Willard's going to come over here and get his hammer, though. Might feel a little, you know, a gosh dang it moment when it was like, dang, I was out of the way up there. I could have, you know, done Hera too, but...
I guess since we've got hammer and gloves, it's really only Moon Pearl we need for Dark World. So, you know, unless that's hiding on the pyramid ledge, we're probably safe.
That'll be our final sword over here in Mini Moldorm Cave, and very, very close to Zora money if you want to make that check too. And with the flippers, it's probably not going to get any more convenient.
Unfortunately, expert mode means hookshot doesn't stun, so you can't do what you'd normally do at 492 rupees, which is stun something and hope for a blue or a red rupee. Fortunately, there's a rock here that just gives rupees anyways.
It doesn't give them, you actually have to steal them. It's, you know, not really the nicest thing to do, but Kohrek doesn't care after playing in 4 months of rando matches. He's gonna steal that old man's rupees.
That's not even an old man, that's a thief. He's just gonna steal more.
He's old, he just looks young. He's got good genes.
Alright, simultaneous pieces of heart in Ice Rod Cave and Dark Cross.
Oh, he's setting up my favorite strat here. You do the water walk out with the flippers, then you actually will be able to set it up here when you fall down the waterfall, and then you can kind of save your dashes for the longer portions of the water here and not deal with the slow swimming animation.
Okay,
unless you run into
pretty cool.
Unless you run into the shallow water.
Up until the shallow water, that was really cool.
Yeah, it's really weird. The to set up the water walk, you have to jump on a ledge north to south. It seems like you do that there, but you actually hit the diagonal, so it doesn't count. What will the hobo give us today? Looks like the illustrious single heart container we've been looking for.
The heart container. One and only. Okay. Pieces of heart can come rolling in, but that's most of the health we get.
Now, I guess something else we did. I don't know if we mentioned about expert mode or not, but get used to the color of these sprites because they're never going to change. You will not see a single male upgrade in expert mode. Kind of disappointing. The blue neon link is one of my favorites. Oh, there's powder over.
It's okay. We don't need male upgrades because we can just powder the anti-fairy. Oh, we're in expert mode. Okay. Alright, fine.
Does it still give you a heart in expert mode? I can't even remember. Is that just hard mode?
I think it's just hard mode. I know insane mode gives you bees when you powder the anti-fairy, which is a great way to just powder something in muscle memory and generate way too much lag. Hey, there's a Moon Pearl.
Alright, interesting. So, looks like those Death Mountain checks are actually probably going to be behind progression that was hanging out in the Dark World, most likely. And I think you do still get a heart for powder on expert mode.
Okay. Okay, so it's not terrible.
Just one heart, though. Potions, those are also only going to refill one heart and a tiny bit of your magic. Your magic is also going to drain substantially longer in any of the rooms that aren't supposed to require magic to get through. There's a couple exceptions to that.
It's rough. We even this week learned that it's possible for the game to expect you to have 3 shields as your way to beat Laser Bridge. But of course in expert mode you only get 1 shield, so hope you know your laser skips.
I thought that was an interesting one. You know, they could say that was a logic bug, but to be honest, I felt like that was a caveat to expert, you know? This is what you signed up for. Hey, we got a green pendant over at Swamp. Pendant Turtle Rock, that's always nice. And it looks like the other 5-6 was Thieves Town.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones for a 5-6. Especially with the early hammer. You can just go there and get it out of the way.
Yeah. Basically, just anything but Pendant Thieves Town. Come on, guys, please.
Hype Cave. Hype Cave. Got anything other than money? No, not really.
Looked like just a full house of 3 blue rupees and 2 50s there. Alright. Willard following kind of behind in Kohrek's footsteps just because of the route diversions we had early. Kohrek looks like he's going to be heading over to the south here and do Stumpy and the dig game.
Kohrek's really doing well with his money. Actually, given that he spent 500 on Zora, it's a good thing we got all that money in Hype Cave. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do digging right here. Wait, yeah, that's too bad. It means we don't get to see Arrow Game. I love Arrow Game.
Arrow Game is always fun. Something no one knew how to do until they were kind of forced into playing retro mode or inverted mode, and they realized, hey, that's a really good way to get money. Shoutouts to the first person who figured that out. That was a pretty hot strat. Willard setting up the fake water walk here as well. But he's gonna like to take it all the way down.
He's not gonna do it the super cool way, just the regular cool way.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's alright.
Or he's gonna do it the fake flipper way.
I think he's probably gonna... I think he was gonna set up a fake flipper, then he realized he had flippers, and he'll just save his water walk over when he gets done with Hobo and dash all the way down to Zora. That'll work just nice. 10 arrows from Sick Kid. Kohrek couldn't check the magic bat because we have found no magic. Another fun fact about expert mode is the typical drops that you see from enemies and bushes and all of that are substantially lowered as well. I think it's 75% right? Lower, yeah.
So instead of 50-50 every time you kill something, it's 25%. Which means you have to kill a lot of things just to get magic drops. Or you can just bonk that one tree for a full magic refill.
Yeah, that tree will always have magic. It's really nice to have the boots that's early that you can capitalize on that. So shoutouts to him, his game knowledge there for remembering that stuff.
Would you call that a heads-up play?
That was our heads-up play of the match. I want a clip of it, and then we'll repeat it and put a sponsorship next to it or something.
Okay, we got another shield over in the chest game, which is just going to turn into rupees for Willard.
You're allowed one shield? Huh. Must have missed
Only
that.
one shield.
Thought you didn't get any.
No, you still get one. It's so you can block that spear that gets thrown south of Swamp Palace.
The Swamp Palace one? Yeah.
Yeah. Or you know, the Pod Hedge Maze one also comes in really clutch at points.
That is true. Those are two very good places to have a shield there. Fortunately, we're not going to get that fire shield, which is really handy here in Thieves Town, as Kohrek can full clear it, but it's still a little dicey with only 5 hearts. Hey, there's the fire rod.
Ooh, there's our fire source for Hera if it comes to it. It is possible, remember, to go and buy that fire shield. Cost you 500 rupees, probably not worth it, but Willard did do it earlier in this tournament, and it kind of helped.
Oh, you can. I didn't even know you could do that.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to, but it worked.
Fair enough. Hey, man. 500 rupees is a lot. You earned it.
So with his current rupee problems, I don't think he's going to end up doing that here.
Gets the God Pixel there in the Hellway. We got the new V30 Thieves Town route where you go up before you flip the switch so you can check that hint tile, which happened to be useless. You could tell by the fact that the font matched Kohrek's sprite.
That's a great way of putting it. Doesn't work so well for Willard's sprite, but
And I don't know if you just saw on Willard's screen, but he made excellent use of that shield, and he's also going to make use of this hint over here.
I mean, that's why we put the shield in the game. Okay. I know health is scarce in expert mode, but it's not worth it to open the purple chest just for a piece of heart, right?
Man, you know, to each their own on that. If somebody wanted to do it for a piece of heart, I wouldn't hold it against them. That's all I'm saying.
No, I wouldn't hold it against them either. I think it's probably too slow for these runners. Probably.
I mean, Kohrek's sitting here on 2 hearts. These red Zazaks would kill him in 1 hit. Those crickets upstairs would have killed him as well. You kind of notice he took that room just a little bit safer.
Yeah, so much of expert is just understanding where it's safe to take a hit and where you suddenly have to stop and go, all right, let's do this the slow way.
A little nervous that Zazak might hit him, but he didn't get a shot off. All right. He likes to hang out in the hallway and just take pot shots at you as you're coming down.
All right, Kohrek gets to skip the big chest here in Thieves Town.
Yeah, no small key, so the small key is probably self-locking the big chest.
We haven't really seen anything good come out of here, have we?
Just the fire rod. It was actually really convenient.
Oh yeah.
Fire rod.
Fire rod. That's pretty good.
But Willard's going out here to check out the back Saha's closet here. This is something we haven't seen yet, I don't believe. 35 bucks and a shovel?
Okay.
That's kind of a good place for a shovel there. It does seem like a yard shed, so...
Yeah. Nice clean fight by Blind.
That was a perfect fight. He took no damage. Looked like he did that effortlessly.
I've been told it's a scripted fight.
Huh. You don't say.
At least 2 people have mentioned that to me in the past. Yo, shoutouts to the Shovel Dash.
There you go. And he got the dig on that. That was 2 digs there for the 5 rupees.
Ooh,
it's a little
sorry,
different.
everyone who guessed 1. Sorry about that.
And going ahead and get this boomerang.
Okay.
This boomerang is good for exactly 2 things: hitting switches and picking up items on the ground, which, you know, we already have a 25% increased chance. It can help you in Ganon's Tower, though, especially if you don't have Canis Samaria, which they will have in Ganon's Tower. So, well, you know what? It helps for menuing too.
It is good for those things. Yeah. It will kill 2 enemies very, very slowly. But if you need it to kill the Armos or the Stalfos Knights in Ice Palace, something else has gone wrong. So let's just hope it never comes to that.
See, you say gone wrong, but I say gone incredible. But I don't think that's going to happen here either.
Incredibly wrong.
Wow.
Right.
So we got our vanilla items mixed up here in Skull Woods and Thieves Town.
I'm kind of glad we mixed those up. I'd much rather find them by accident than wait on Skull Woods trying to hope for Fire Rod to drop.
Yeah, I suppose the mitts in Thieves Town and the Fire Rod and Skull Woods could get a little bit more nasty there, so they're both going to be probably happy when they find those.
Kohrek doing some really nice dodging of these mummies, keeping them at bay. There we go.
Yeah, these mummies will do 2 hearts of damage. There's the big key.
There's a Death Warp, which is also a substantial health refill at this point.
Yeah, 4 hearts. You gotta be feeling confident going into Mothula with just Fighter Sword and four hearts. You know, it's not like if you make 2 bad mistakes, you have to restart the whole entire fight, and then you have no magic on top of it. What could really go wrong here? I mean, expert mode is just so much fun.
You know, you say Fighter Sword, and that would be terrifying. We got Master Sword, we're fine.
I got a hammer, too, if you really want.
Oh, yeah.
Get in there.
Ooh. I mean, hammer is actually a little bit scary for this fight, just because, as you said, 2 mistakes and you're done. But might still go for it. I do love having the boots for this room.
Can you name one room in the whole entire game that you preferred not to have boots on? Just real quick.
Yes. The first Wizrobe room in Ganon's Tower is not made any faster by having boots.
Fair enough. He proved me
Doesn't
wrong.
hurt you to
I
have
tried
them.
hard.
Doesn't hurt at all to have them, but it's not made faster. Please don't ask again, because I won't have a second example for you.
Good. I mean, I'm sitting here just trying to think of some myself, and I've hurt my own brain. All right, that was a fantastic hammer moth from Kohrek, though. And he got the second item from Gold Woods, too, so he's pretty much done here.
Yeah, that worked out well. Willard
Here's some...
Town got his fire rod.
He has some interesting options in front of him, too. He's got all of Death Mountain, which you can do the light side portion and the dark side portion. He could also do Ice Palace with 5 hearts. That's always fun. Looks like we're going to do the Death Mountain out.
Yeah, I like doing Death Mountain. You see what you need to get into Rock. Not that you can do anything without Kane. And you get the Hera clear done. And it's one of those things. I feel like you never get to skip doing this. Whereas maybe we can still hold out hope. We get a Go Mode Ice.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Plus, if you're Kohrek, you haven't done Paradox and Spiral and stuff. They're trash in this seed, but you haven't done them yet.
Yeah, and he will also be getting his last 5-6 crystal too, so he could make a really early play at Big Bomb if he'd like, and combo that with the Pyramid.
It's always a little suspicious when we get that early 5-6 too, so...
It most certainly always is.
Granted, we don't technically have Death Mountain access. Not that that stops us.
That is true. We were still looking for that sneaky lamp. It's probably in Turtle Rock, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We're set up for one of those potential lampless seeds, which are always my favorite types of seeds, so I'm in a good mood right now.
A little scary in expert, just with the low hearts. You got the, you know, if you need the Dark Maze and Pod, those Helmosaurs are gonna, or those mini Dodongos are gonna do 1 heart of damage.
Well, that's what makes it exciting.
Okay. Well, they're doing a pretty good job here in Thieves Town. Hasn't taken any of that incidental, just, you know, damage that gets kind of silly here. He made sure to kill that red guard just so he didn't get, you know, shot at in the hallway. And there's a map there in the basement of Hera.
Willard. Well, okay, he knows.
I guess he just take the scenic route around. It's not a big deal.
No, that's fine. That's actually fine. Kohrek got that first hint in Hera, and it said a piece of heart was on Graveyard Ledge. So that's 2 really annoying locations that are holding not vital, but very useful pieces of heart. That's rude.
As long as it's not 5 annoying pieces, because then you start double dipping into another one of those 8 hearts you're gonna really want. So I guess that's okay.
Willard looks like he maybe let this blind fight get away from him in the sense that blind went south, but still manages to take it out.
Some might say he went off script. but he recovered nicely there. That can
Active
get really
Poker
dangerous.
would in fact say that. I would say that too. But yeah, solid fight still, regardless of that. So that's one dungeon down for him, but Kohrek is on his way to finishing a third. Already at the top of Hera.
Electing to use spins here. It can be a little bit more dangerous because you don't get to move as quick while you're charging that sword, but Kohrek's also done this roughly 10,000 times. He made that look very easy. And I believe he got the second item in Hera as well?
I think the first was some bombs, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
So very solid start from him.
Yeah, the routes are seemingly being pretty kind to both of them, just kind of giving them the item pieces they need to give them a really good route to, you know, make their next step. Really haven't found anything since we found those mitts, though. We're still looking for that bow. We're gonna need the flute. We're gonna need Cane of Samaria, and we have no medallion.
Good news is, probably only need one medallion. Very probably don't need the ice rod. And if we do, it'll show up in time. Probably.
A lot of
Likely.
probably or hopefully is there. I'm not sure which ones.
It's randomizer. Everything is about probably or probabilities.
Willard got his mitts. He's gonna lose a little bit of time in Skull Woods, I believe, just because Kohrek had a really fast route in Skull Woods because he didn't check those other chests. He kind of managed to find the chest with both the items really quick. He didn't have to do the majority of the front portion.
Oh, Willard got stuck mummy in that Skull Woods middle room. That's always nice when that plays out.
Stuck mummy is definitely Craigasm material right there. Everybody loves stuck mummy.
I don't know if we can call it a glitch, a bad enemy, a poor AI behavior. It's my favorite of those, whatever we call it.
So what do you think our next progression is going to be? You think something's hanging out over here in Hookshot Cave? Turtle Rock's going to be needing ether today.
Okay, I think we're going to get bow very soon. It just seems like a bow time kind of thing.
It's bow time.
I hope it's here too.
It's deep time. All right. Yeah, I can get by that. That would be a fantastic item to find. Oop, all right.
Okay, whatever gets you through the room.
I have no idea how he stayed on that platform, but he did. He got electrocuted and he was unfazed, and that is a big goose egg there in Hookshot Cave.
Well, we got a piece of heart, which means we don't have to worry about the Graveyard Ledge one so much. But yeah, I was hoping for the bow that just, even if it wasn't direction, it was a clear invitation to go to pod, and can't quite do that freely now. If you're Kohrek, you can just check the pyramid.
Busting out the hammer here on Moth. It'd been a little annoying staying up top, but he hit him between that block, and that was another fantastic Moth fight. It took no damage and killed him very quick. It looks like Kohrek's heading up here to Big Bomb. Yeah, when did they get so good? That's what I was thinking.
4 months of matches and practice, practice, practice.
I mean, Willard's one of the originals as far as I see it. He was in this, playing these tournament matches before I even know what a Super Nintendo controller was. I was watching him play before I had touched any of these.
He's been at this for a long time, and it's really shown. Kohrek going for the bomb dupe. I think he just...
Oh, no!
It was there!
It looked like he was actually just a little too fast in doing it.
Huh.
Wow, it was actually on screen and then despawned. There's the ice rod over in Pyramid, exactly what you never wanted to find.
Uh-oh.
I think he's going to give it another whirl. Wow,
He's got the money for one try.
We're gonna get a King's Tomb check here? Okay.
Yeah, why not? We know that Graveyard Legends are worth.
Another piece of heart there hanging out on Spectacle Rock. Willard just took a second glance at it there, making sure he saw it correctly the first time. I'm starting to feel like we know where like every single piece of heart in this game is right now, because there's not that many.
No, we've got most of them already. Alright, Kohrek gonna do that front of escape play that Willard sunk some time into earlier. So Willard's looking to make up some time here, I think.
Yeah, for the most part, they had been really even. It was just kind of really a difference in checks. Willard's got one extra Death Mountain climb, but Kohrek now has a bomb skip fell. Yeah, this is still razor tight. We're still waiting on this next progression to develop.
And this is why something in Hookshot Cave would have been so great for Kohrek. He would have had a clear spot he could go and fully clear. Without that, he's just like, okay, well, I can do all of Castle, and maybe that'll work, and then he's going to finish this and go, well, geez, that wasn't so good.
Willard also has the shovel and saw closet up on Kohrek as well. Was that where the powder was too? Or was the powder back here?
Powder was down here. It might be in this chest right here for Kohrek.
Fantastic. I should have just waited to say or not say anything for 3 more seconds, but I couldn't help myself. All right.
I mean, it's powder. It's pretty exciting. It's a fantastic item. You can turn fairies or anti-fairies into fairies. I mean,
you mean 1 heart?
I did that already. We can't do that again.
This is going to be probably the last, race of this tournament. We didn't want to make it easy on them. We want an exciting show. We want to see a little bit of punishment.
Why go out on an easy note when we can just go out on an expert note?
Fair enough. Very nice there.
I mean, they both start with E.
Yeah, that's what the E stands for up there, right? Easy mode?
Yeah. Ooh, Kohrek missed a spin setup. And going the 8/ route with the guard gets a spin-off, which really helps. And these guys are very close to each other at this point.
Yeah, Willard's going to check Hookshot Cave here, and then he's going to be like, well, where do you want me to go? He's got Ice Pallor, and he might even make that play at Big Bomb as well. We'll see if we get to see what those 2 chests are.
That's right. There's that Ice Palace play you called out earlier.
Okay, that looks to be where Kohrek is heading. I'm really, really surprised he is giving up on that Big Bomb play. But there's 3 hints over here in Ice Palace, and the 2 items that are in the Bomb Shop are in the hint pool, so maybe he could just figure out what he missed in here to see if it, is worth going back to.
Yeah, that routing information could really come in handy if it gets it. Or we could find out that bombs are in Ganon's tower.
That is a fantastic hint. So they know that they don't have to restock for bombs when they go to Ganon's tower, because they'll find some somewhere in there. I'm sure they're going to really use that information to their advantage.
I want to give shoutouts to the junk pre-fill algorithm that automatically puts crap like bombs in Ganon's tower before any other items are placed.
You don't miss all 3 swords being in Ganon's tower. Come on.
That was when I first started doing races, and I don't miss it at all.
It was that kind of algorithm that, groomed you to be the seasoned runner you are today. It was worth it. I promise.
I mean, no, still wasn't worth it.
I actually agree with you. Okay, so Big Bomb, take 2. Well, take 1 for Willard, but take 2 for us. Kohrek got Matumbo there. He's going to have to try again to place this bomb to hit the switch.
Matumbo. Hasn't he been retired for years?
I don't know.
Is he still playing? I don't follow basketball anymore.
He just rejected that bomb. There's a piece of heart in the Paradox Cave.
Oh, okay. That's useful, because hint tiles are pointing us to pieces of heart today.
Kohrek took a couple of hits on those spikes there. You got to do a bomb jump here. That's going to take one heart away. You fail it, you're losing another heart, and then you got to try again. So Ice Palace can really grind you down when it comes to that.
Well,
and 2 blue rupees.
Good news is that Pyramid Fairy Check is not going to burn Kohrek. Worst thing that can come of that now is he ends up doing it and loses a bit of time.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see him not do it. However, he has not done it multiple times when he could have taken another go at it. Maybe he wanted to keep his money too. You know, he actually might have been considering holding on to his money because he feels like Pod is going to be the next place he goes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll get 10 rupees back if he does that, but A, he won't know, and B, it won't be enough, and C, shoutouts to the Ganon's Tower, junk pre- oh god, not again.
I don't. He should do the big bomb now because he knows if he needs money, all he has to do is go to Ganon's Tower, and then he can get the money he needs to go into Pod. He's definitely going to do it next.
Easy. The routing has just been made crystal clear. Willard made his way all the way up to Catfish, which
I don't think we've seen yet. Yeah.
Just because Pyramid's the only good time to do it. There's never a good time for Catfish.
And that is a It looked like a red potion, but it's actually 1 heart in a bottle. So don't be confused.
No, it's a red potion.
No, it's just 1 heart, man.
It's incredibly watered down.
You're right, because it came from the catfish. Never mind. I stand corrected again. Really nothing that great's been over here in Ice Palace. WillardJBradley is going to come join the party.
Yeah. And then we got the early big key. I haven't been really counting items. There's a bottle for one of them.
So watered down green potion.
Yeah. Not as watered down as the red. It gives you 25% efficiency on green instead of, like, 10. But still nice to have at least.
Yeah, I think it'll give you 2 rod shots, which could be really important. You know, fighting bosses like Trinity, which we can only... Hopefully we don't see for them. Hopefully for us we do. But...
yeah, that little tiny buffer is nice to have. And, hey, you can also drink that potion if you want to do some pod. Out of logic.
Yeah, out of logic for now, but man, you gotta think. That bow's gotta be here somewhere. It can't be out of logic for long. And, I feel like I've seen a lot of items here in Ice Palace. I don't know if that was the 3rd one or... I think it was.
I think it was, which is too bad, because I wanted to just keep bringing up the bow before every chest so that we can look really, really clever when it pops out.
You can keep doing it still, to be honest. You're gonna get it right, probably sooner than later.
Well, I'm not gonna call that out for Cold Stare, because Kohrek skipped in that big chest. He's got his 3 items.
Yeah, but you could say the bow is not gonna be from Cold Stare, and then who's the big brain then?
Kohrek, because his routing has told me that it's not going to be there.
Well, I was giving you a chance to take credit for it, but we'll give it to Kohrek.
I'm well aware of what you're doing.
Used his 1 bottle there, his heart in a bottle.
Scary, especially when you get an ice block hit like that. Single hit from the puff will take him down.
Yeah, he was trying to do some...
Well, he got one of them, didn't he?
Yeah, he did get one off, so he saved 1 fire rod shot. I'm really trying to talk right now, but I'm actually just holding my breath. He is 1 tag away from a Cold Stare to dying. He can take 2 of the snowballs.
This is tense, yeah.
Yeah, electing to use spins, they will do tempered damage. However, you will be stuck in that spin animation, and you also move a lot slower while you're holding the sword out.
Yeah,
and nothing bad has happened.
Of how fast do you want to move versus how much do you want to just be able to get them off you if they sneak in.
All right, so one hit will kill him now in this fight.
Hammer hitbox is not helping matters. I like that he's playing cautiously. He is not going in until he's sure he both has a hit and is safe.
Yeah, I guess I gotta take a breath now because I've been holding my breath for about 90 seconds now. Trying not to pass out on the job here.
Oh no!
That'll do it. Oh, unfortunate death there. And that's gonna be really tough too, because not easy to refuel your magic.
No, I like what he did there, which is the save and quit. He just says, okay, I got my 3 items. There's nothing more in that dungeon except the crystal, which I'll get later when I have more magic. We'll just come back here later. The worst thing you can do is get mad because you're not farming magic fast enough, dive back into the dungeon, get nothing from it. You want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, those are tough ones, and deaths like that really weigh on you because, you know, you knew you lost all of that time when you have to go double back in, but he knows that he lost the time as well just because he was being cautious, and the fight took a really long time as well. But controlling your tilt is really important in these rando races.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Ack, before you started or rather stopped breathing, you were talking about something he had done in way a fire rod shot. What was up with that?
Yeah, really interesting thing you can do with Cold Stare. You can shoot a fire rod shot, and then if you have a projectile following that shot, if it hits him within a certain frame window, it'll actually count as a double hit for the fire rod. You can actually save half a bar of magic using sword beams. Believe it or not, it works with the bow. I believe it works with Canis Samaria too. You can do a lot of silly things with that. It's a little bit more difficult with the bow and Samaria, but the sword beams kind of time nicely.
See, I knew it worked with sword beams and, well, actually just sword beams. I had no idea bow or Samaria would do that. That's really cool.
It's a little awkward doing it because, you know, you're using 2 Y items to manipulate that damage, so you have to menu around, you have to time your menus to make it work, and
if I want to do a menu boss, I'm gonna go fight Argus with only the fighter sword.
Yeah.
Alright, Willard doing the same fight now. He's also got 6 hearts, but he's got that red potion, which means he can give himself 1 more hit of insurance with a single heart, which is a really nice breakpoint, actually.
And he got them clumped up together and got a couple hammer hits on them too, so he got some early tempered damage in all of them, and he seems to be very confident in his movement here. You can kind of really see the difference. Both electing to use spins, which, again, is terrifying, but he's got this fight very well under control right now. Nice double spin. Then you got Cold Stare in the corner there, a couple hammers. That was a very clean fight there.
Nicely done, Willard. That is such a challenging fight to do with any amount of health quickly. When you do it that fast and you don't take damage, that's really special.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be a nice breaking point for this race. Almost kind of seemed like Kohrek maybe had a little bit of an advantage just because his routing worked out, but you know, it's randomizer. Those leads could change really quick, and I'd put things back in favor of Mr. WillardJBradley now.
Absolutely, for the moment. Kohrek doing that Smith check, which is one of the only things we have left. Outside of, you know, dungeons we can walk into and not finish.
Man. This could be a little unfortunate for him, too. I don't think he stepped foot in Swamp Palace, so he's not going to know that that purple chest is going to be nothing as well.
Oh, that's right.
So he's probably going to lose that time also.
Yeah, that's, what, minute and a half once you go into the Dark World, do the save and quit.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a time sink there. Interesting. I guess what we're looking at is progression hanging out over in Eastern or Pod at that point.
Yeah, no, actually it's not so bad for Kohrek because he's going to get hammer pegs when he does this, which you have to get at some point anyways.
There could be something there too. I completely forgot about that. This could be the actual play. Looks like Willard's right behind him though, doing these one-offs as well. Probably both of them wanting to clear out as much overworld as they can before they have to dive a dungeon that may be incompletable.
Yeah, we can walk into Pod, we can walk into Eastern. Eastern's not even a crystal, and Pod we are definitely not beating without the bow. Yo, look at this sync up between the runners for the hammer pegs.
It's a hammer peg race. Oh, misstep by Kohrek. Willard takes the lead. Yeah, Willard's cheating though, because he's got someone pushing him to make him go faster. And there's the mirror. Oh, wow. That is great timing for Willard because he's got the frog with him. So he gets to clean up this area just all in one go.
That is the best place to find the mirror in some cases. Looks like Kohrek's pausing for a second to think, okay, do I want the save and quit? Do I want the walk? And yeah, he wants the walk. Wants to get that cave 45.
Yeah, I think they both know about the graveyard ledge too. That was kind of the other spot that the mirror unlocked for them. They know they don't have to do that, so just do the south route here. And man, you might as well just go into Swamp Palace with what they have left.
Oh yeah, flippers, hookshot, hammer. Let's just go beat that whole thing. It's a pendant, but it's a green pendant.
Well, you know what?
Or...
maybe not. Maybe you just go back up and turn in your flute and say, to heck with that green pendant. Who does those anyways?
Okay. Yeah,
all right.
There's Kohrek. Just, you can see the calculation going on as he steps back and forth going, okay, which way's faster here? I got 8 things I need to do. But yeah, that is a look at the Misery Mire Medallion. That is also, maybe more importantly, access to Desert in its entirety.
And just the convenience of being able to move around, and most importantly, this sweet little song it's going to play for us. I'm only slightly disappointed that flute was there, because I had a feeling Kohrek was going to go turn in his purple chest, get his piece of heart, and then I think he was just going to go do Swamp Palace. He would have checked the hint and got the hint for the purple chest right after he turned it in, and then we all could have laughed. So I'm going to pretend that
to laugh about.
Well,
but I'm laughing at it, so
we would have laughed. Don't act like we're. All right, what's our medallion going to be today? That looked like Bombos.
Was it Bombos? I thought it was Quake.
It could have been Quake. My resolution, I'm starting to see, is probably not that great.
It was Willard going very fast, and chat saying Ether, so we got correct something between all of us here. One of us is right.
Wow. All right. Fair enough. We said it was not Bombos and Quake. I think they misheard us.
It's like that blind hint. Mire requires Ether. Mire or Ether, Bombos, or Quake.
Exactly. Yeah. And the routes converge again, hanging out here in Desert.
Yeah, the convergence, I think, makes a lot of sense here. You get that mirror flute combo, and you just go, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to check this hint tile. A piece of hearts and Turtle Rock. Okay, great. We'll probably not worry about that.
I mean, I don't know. We almost have all the tools to make our own very heart piece from these hints we've been gifted with.
I mean, yeah, we've got 3 heart piece locations plus that one on Spectacle Rock that we saw but didn't get because we had no mirror, so...
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's a shame when we combine them all, we just get a heart container instead of, you know, summoning Captain Planet or that, but it'll do. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing any of those, though.
No, we can't summon Captain Planet. We don't have the air or the water.
But we have heart.
Yeah, and we got Fire and Earth with Fire Rod and Quake.
We don't have Quake.
So like 60%. No, when it shows up. It exists in the game. Alright, Kohrek skipped the right side, which makes a lot of sense. If Lanmo's holding that last item, great, you don't have to touch right side. He will end up getting it, and he'll get some bombs. Which we don't need. We know there's bombs hiding in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, you're right. What's the point? Do we know that there's an item on Lando? I spaced out on the items because we saw Willard check the front, so we should know what was here. I
believe we saw R2 already.
Okay, so they are in the left side, so he'll be going back in. Or the right side, rather.
Right. Kohrek misses a couple Fire Rod shots. Doesn't get that sweet 6 shot. But he still gets it down in 2 cycles. That's what I call a good recovery.
Yeah, that was our good recovery match of the game here.
Let's see how Willard can do this. He went to grab that magic pot, which he's going to need because he missed that first shot. Or did he?
No, he did get it.
He got it. Colors looked weird, threw me off, but...
It was a quick hop, and when you're... I can't tell, looks like he's playing on original hardware, so you only see like 30 frames of the 60 frames, so that's why some of the animation could look different than others.
We'll go with that.
I've never understood that, actually. You know what? I could be 1,000% wrong,
Ooh.
So I'm just going to talk about this Cane of Samaria and checkerboard.
That's a much more interesting thing to talk about.
That's a really...
What can we do with that?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But it's good to have. We're going to double check that this is definitely not Quake and not Bombos, and he's going to come over here and open it from the front and confuse me, making me think that we picked up Ether somewhere when we didn't.
Yeah, he threw me for a second too. Mirror bonks there and then slashes the sword just to make sure he only goes a couple pixels. Nice way to solidly reposition yourself. And Willard's going to give us the Agena check because we did not see that yet.
They can actually mirror and get into the front of Desert if you mirror on top of the entrance to Mire when it's not opened. It gives you just enough room where you can squeeze in there.
Huh, that kind of makes sense, but I never really tried to do that.
So Kohrek will be following up the missing items here in Desert, trying to figure out what's going on. I feel like Willard might be heading to Swamp Palace here.
Yeah, opting for that full clear play, even if it's only a pendant. I guess it's this or you dive into Pod hoping, so... I mean, I hate both those choices, but...
This is one way to get to Agena here. Probably just wants to save and quit out of Agena and skip the exit transitions. Alright. Well, we'll have to see what Kohrek follows up after his Agena check. It looks like his options left are going into Pod, trying Big Bomb again, or doing Swamp Palace. One of those isn't going to work, and 2 of them might be the correct decision. They might all be the correct decision. Who knows?
Yeah, he does have to go back into ice at some point to clean up Cold Stare again, but I can see him putting that off until later in the seed.
He's going to be following in Willard's footsteps here, both making the swamp play. Well, there's a medallion that would have helped where he's not doing swamp play. I was just kidding. He's doing big bomb. And there is Bombos, which would have really helped out with Cold Stare for Kohrek.
Yeah, I hope he heads into swamp before hitting ice.
It always seems like the game is just playing a cute little joke on you when they give you exactly the one medallion that opens literally nothing, but you're looking for one, you know? How do they always know? It always gets... Oh, no bomb dupes this time. We learned our lesson.
Oh, I can tell you why it gets you, Ak. That's because it's looking out for you.
No, it
doesn't happen to me.
So.
Or, you know, we only remember the standout times when it annoyed us.
That is...
that's what I recall.
Probably very true, too. You are definitely right about that. A pair of blue rupees here. Probably thinking, man, you know what? I could have just left those there. And that's 2 items in Swamp. Nothing too important yet.
Looks like Willard's going straight to the back in the hopes that he can skip some or all of left side. Or, you know, maybe you find the big key on Argus and then you just check that chest on your way back in anyways.
Yeah, that's always a good... when that works out that way. Or you know what, just have the big key be on Argus, the map, and the compass are in the back, and... Well, I guess you'd still have to come in anyways, that'd be 4 at that point. Yeah, whatever.
At that point, just stick the map and the compass on the left side. No, not like that at all. Put the big key in the big chest and give us that God swamp.
Alright, is Kohrek going to do pot, or is he going to do swamp? That looks like a swamp play.
That's a swamp play. That's kind of too bad. What Kohrek needs at this point is to do something Willard's not doing, or he's just going to end up on a path behind him. And Willard's getting through swamp with nothing good so far.
That's kind of been what has made this series so awesome, though, is they both do seem to think alike. They rap very similar, maybe with a little differences here and there. I mean, Willard was on the verge of losing this series, and he, Game 4, threw out a tile room gamble to, you know, keep this bronze match hope alive.
I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of shouting at my house when Willard went in there. And then a lot more shouting when it worked out. Oh, nice ice rod work.
That was really clean. I'm sure you probably can't say any of those words, too, because they're not PG friendly, but that's okay. I'll imagine them in my head.
You can just imagine them, and they'll probably be correct. So Kohrek's gonna get that bad hint from the hint tile. You know, the funny thing about the ice rod is that you can have more than one beam on screen, unlike the fire rod. So that's why Willard spams it in that fight when he has Master Sword. If you got Tempered, you just do 2 fire rod shots and Tempered spin, but Master Sword kind of sucks.
Yeah, the ice rod even works swordless. It's a little tricky to set up, but yeah, because it can have more than one shot on screen, you can kind of just spam it and actually hit him 4 times with 4 ice rod shots before he actually moves.
I shouldn't say spam though, because you actually need pretty good timing to get that right.
Yeah.
Willard's going to pod, which is great, but he skipped left side.
Well, this could be an opportunity for Kohrek to catch back up if there is an item hanging out there on left side. It could also be an opportunity for Kohrek to lose more time and Willard to, you know, just keep adding to his lead. But it was just one item, I think. We saw the map. We didn't see the big key, so there's a compass and a big key over there in those last 3 chests.
Yeah, it's just one item behind its swamp, which, you know, is probably a play you're okay making. Kohrek with the unfortunate death there. I think that was just a... Oh, that was a guy jumping out of the sewer duct that got him.
Yeah, a lot of these enemies still do 2 hearts of damage, and Swamp is one of those weird dungeons where you can just get bodied by everything. Another one of those dungeons like Ice Palace that just kind of whittle you down to the end. Like
See,
those rogue
that fireball right there, that's just a rude fireball. It's designed to fire at the wrong time. Or the right time to hit you.
It was very rude. I really like Willard's play going into pot over here. He's got the mirror in hand. I mean, it was... Do I leave this literal 1 item in Swamp, or do I check all of these chests over here?
I'm kind of expecting we're going to get our lamp here. Much as I hate to see the lamp show up this late in the scene. That'll be our logical access to Death
the lamp.
I mean, that's the thing, is we did all this Death Mountain stuff. It didn't give us anything.
So, what you're saying is we're about to get Ether.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay! There it is! Wow! And that is not a bow-locked Ether by any means. That is definitely available without it.
That is an open as soon as you had Dark World access Ether. That just lets us, well, if we don't care about the Dark Rooms, fully clear both Mire and Turtle Rock.
This is interesting here. Willard is doing the bow glitch here. Maybe he just wants to go ahead and grab the keys? Man, I feel like you'd probably just want to save your potion. He's a bow from Go mode. I don't think it's gonna be over here. At least I hope not.
You know, that's a really good observation.
Yeah, this is just gonna be a small key over here because we've already found 2 items on 6. I mean, he might as well grab the big key while he's here so he can, you know, be ready to finish the dungeon. Maybe he thinks he'll get a charity lamp as well.
I guess that's the thing, yeah. It's not like the back of this dungeon can have the bow, since we needed the bow to get back here, logically. But, yeah, once you're in the dungeon, you might as well grab that big key, and then you can just go straight to the boss when you're back here.
I think the bow can maybe be in the dark basement, but I think that's it.
Well, there were 2 keys on the right side, right?
It was just 1 key.
Oh, just 1. Okay.
There's our big key.
That would change things.
Man, now I'm wondering, can the bow be in the other chest? Huh. I'm not sure.
Huh.
I actually think maybe. Well, there's all the medallions.
Oh, great. We can get into both of the medallion dungeons, which we could do anyways.
Or summon Captain Planet.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Teach their own. Hey, 1 heart piece for another heart container for Willard. Maybe he's thinking about that graveyard ledge.
Could be. Kohrek did finish up Swamp. Also, noped out of there after beating Argus. So, both of them leaving 1 item behind. I mean, what are the odds that's the bow?
I would say it's probably pretty low. It seems like the pod logic was really saying, hey, you don't need the bow. We want you to get this first. But, I mean, you never know. This is random.
Is Willard... Yeah, Willard got himself lost in that dark maze, I think.
It was either that or he was counting items. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I might have just counted things up and said, okay, bow's not in here. And got out of there.
Okay, here's our play on Eastern. Could the bow just actually be in the most obvious place ever, that being where it always is in every non-randomized seed?
Is that the most obvious place ever, or the least obvious place ever?
It's the most obvious.
Okay.
And most annoying.
Oh, it's
That's one
definitely
item.
that. Man, you know, we've been walking around with these silver arrows for like almost an hour.
You timestamped when we were going to be able to use those silver arrows earlier, and I think you nailed it. I think you were 100% right when you said about the hour 30 mark.
I mean, I was referring to the Ganon fight, but we can't even fire the regular arrows at this point.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, that's why we... What's the point of getting the silver arrows? We don't even have the bow, that's why. Yeah, you're right.
Old man's a jerk.
Someone suggested the bow on Trinex. I don't like that at all. So I hope it happens.
I mean, it's not that outlandish given the ice rod position we saw.
That's item number 2 in Eastern. Maybe the hint will tell us.
Oh, no.
Just start dropping bombs everywhere. You won't need them. You'll be fine.
Oh, come on. Who just starts dropping bombs inside Ganon's tower? Many people, actually.
I think Willard is on his way to Turtle Rock. Gonna eliminate the middleman here, not even worry about Meyer. We all know where that bow's at, right?
I guess? I mean, there's still a chance it's in Meyer. I'm not sure why you'd just pass on the required Meyer play.
Because if it's in Turtle Rock, you're saving time. And sometimes you just know.
I mean, if you know. If you know, then you know. And if you're right when you know.
You gotta go with your gut sometimes when you play Randomizer.
Yeah.
He also needs to be a little careful. There is a fairy in this bonk rock here, but 2 hearts. I'd be a little worried about getting bullied by dead rocks, but he's got great game knowledge to know that fairy's there.
Even had the hook shot ready to pick that up. I mean, so, here's the thing. As much as I love dark rooms, and I love going on about dark rooms, I don't do the Meyer dark room on 7 hearts green male. That's kind of asking for a beating.
This is game 5 of the bronze match. At this point, you just gotta go for it.
I mean, yeah, you could go for it, but, you know, on the off chance lamps in Turtle Rock, which...
Or just get the lamp, you're right.
I mean, if you ask me to pick which is in Turtle Rock at this point, I'm gonna say lamp's probably their knockbow.
That's true. I said the lamp was in Turtle Rock a long time ago.
You did. You did. I wish I had
I
said.
hate to say that I'm really smart, but, you know, I think that proves it. The bow's gonna be here, by the way.
Yeah. It was a solid hint that we got, that a sword is blocked behind a hammer.
Okay.
But we got our 2 swords super early, so we don't need more swords.
Does that mean that hint was actually lying? Because it could have been only $20. We need to rework that.
Dynamic hint tiles.
Man, you want to know a room that's not fun with green health? Green mail and low health is this room right here. These rollers like to do 4 hearts of damage. They're really annoying. You're trying to go fast. They stop you. Ooh, there's a mushroom. That's lovely.
That's gross.
Both of them mirrored after... Instead of doing the vanilla big key chest to save time there. So we've got 2 one-off locations where that mystery bow could be.
I wonder if they're not doing some really advanced routing, something involving bow can't be behind lamp. I can't see where that would be true. I can see them doing it if it was true, but I don't see how it's true.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hurting myself trying to think about that, so I'm just gonna stop and just repeat things I see on the screen right now. Hey, there's a small key.
Ooh, look, pipes.
Kohrek's gonna get his big key and small key over here, and then my eyes are really glued on Willard's screen right now, because you gotta think, if that bow's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be in here. Managing his health very well in this Turtle Rock. Well, there's a cape. Lovely.
Okay. We didn't see a bumper cave check, did we?
I think we did.
Yo,
By
shout
that-
out to Iceman, our tracker.
Dang, I was trying to take credit. Yeah, I cheated and read what he said. Oh, that's always disappointing when you get the God pattern in Turtle Rock, but you don't have Tempered to take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a very good point too. That cape is going to open up Spike Cave to our runners as well. That should be, yeah, that'll be in logic now.
Yep, we got bottle. We got cape. We have not had that hint for here in Mimic Cave yet. Kohrek gets the map out of the big chest in Palace of Darkness. Nothing there. Still needing that bow, both runners.
And there was our next piece of you want to
Okay.
do Spike Cave, and Kohrek is looks like he's heading over to Turtle Rock as well. Well, that should give Willard a pretty comfortable lead here. There is still a lot of things that can go wrong because this is still expert mode. They still have to, you know, they still have to climb Ganon's tower with this low health. They don't really have that good of a way to refill it. Then you have to do Ganon itself, which is really not that fun of a fight either.
No, I am really pleased that runners have started doing those Samario block strats in expert mode, where you drop that block down and use it so you don't fly away from Ganon on your spin.
It is
But it's a
so
hard fight.
insanely hard. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but to do it in this, like when they try it, you know, they have a little bit more hearts. If you mess up, when you do mess up, you typically end up taking a hit from Ganon itself. I mean, that kills you instantly.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
Here's the honeypot of Turtle Rock, that being Laser Bridge. Is this where we're gonna find our bow?
Let me tell you in 10 seconds.
These are not bows. We're checking our maps, or our items. Yeah, that's gonna be a small key and the last item, and we are going to mirror out.
Willard's done his counting. That bow is not going to be on Trinix. He wants to
yeah,
be in the
those
light
gonna-
world. Okay. Sure.
So it's Lamp from the mushroom spot? Or is Spike Cave or something? Or is Lamp in left side swamp?
Yeah. Yeah. Those seem plausible.
My word. I can't believe it's coming down to this.
Is it Spike Cave at this point? I guess it probably has. Or Mire. You know, Mire's open.
Oh yeah, we did forget about that crystal dungeon. That was a
All right,
thing.
so maybe I'm missing something here. What was up with Willard's putting a portal at the Spiral Cave spot?
I don't know. I think maybe he was. I don't think that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I have no. Nothing can be on the pedestal that we need, so he's not going to need to come back and finish Turtle Rock.
That's right. All we need is the bow. Need the bow for Eastern, so bow can't be hiding there. Ooh, Willard, low on magic, but he does have the green potion. which should work at its full efficiency in here.
Yeah, this is the one secret place in A Link to the Past expert mode where your potions will actually have the full effect. And that is...
Oh, I like that hard reset. So he can just get his potion back, I guess?
Yeah, that was actually really smart
Yeah.
to keep your potion instead of having to go buy another one. Is he gonna go back into Swamp?
No.
Me, oh
Meyer,
my.
really. You go to Meyer here, right?
Well, he might just be thinking that, dang, I just did all the Turtle Rock for nothing. If it's in Meyer, I've probably lost because my opponent already did that because that was probably the sensible play because it was a crystal. And he's like, I gotta get ahead of the groove here, figure something out. So he's gonna go ahead and try to cut the seam here and go for that unchecked thing in Swamp, but little does he know his opponent has been doing everything he's been doing, so...
Yeah, I mean, I know runners do that. It's a common play, and sometimes it works out, but usually, you know, they're kind of right when they do it. I don't think either of them really understands what the other one's been doing here.
Well, you never know, and I mean, maybe he wants the lamp from Meyer. Maybe this is the bow, maybe this is the play. Just like Turtle Rock was the play.
Ack, is everything the play to you?
The play is checking in the cave right here.
Is this a game, Ack?
This is the bronze, but I only know that because there's a title up there. So we're gonna see this last item in Swamp. I'm really excited for it.
No, you're right. It is a game.
Byland, is it gonna be here or is it gonna be in Meyer? Right now.
Oh,
if your life depended
man.
on it.
Oh, don't do this to me. It's in Meyer.
And you have no fairy in a bottle. Meyer? Alright.
It's in Meyer. Lamp's probably here on
I'm
my side.
gonna say it's here, but I got a fairy in a bottle, so it's different.
How do you have a fairy in a bottle? We're playing expert mode.
I got reasons. That boat could also be in that one chest in Eastern Palace too, unless they've figured out some supercomputer way that it couldn't be in there that we just don't know about yet.
You know, the fact that they both skipped it makes me think you and I are missing something. But
Me too.
I'm also just not seeing how it could even be a thing.
It's really weird that Neon Link still has his silhouette when he's in the... Crazy? Very... I don't know.
The other Links don't do that in that dark room, do they?
I don't know. I don't think so, but that looked really neat. Here we go. Left side Swamp. That's the compass.
We knew we'd see that.
Will this be the big
This
key?
is going to be the big key. Oh no, there's the lamp. Okay, so that is kind of worth.
Oh boy. All right, well, I think Willard can either go do Meyer or he can go to Eastern Palace.
Well, you definitely do Meyer here.
Kohrek's gonna be a little careful with these. This should be a key, yes.
You definitely do Meyer here, because there's always the chance that the big key eludes you and full clearing takes almost no time extra.
No, he doesn't have
over
enough
just the regular
magic.
clear. Oh.
Good thing he did that reset to get his magic back. That really worked out in his favor.
Kohrek's got his items. And is out of here?
He's gonna have the same problem that Willard had if he didn't get magic, so he's actually gonna come over here. He might even grab some potion too while he turns on this mushroom. Ah, what a terrible lamp, though.
That's a pretty awful lamp position. I do like it. But again, expert mode, I don't like it so much.
Alright, so I think if Kohrek buys 4 green potions and drinks all of them, he might be able to cast Ether because of how silly expert mode is. Ooh, there's an early big key in Meyer, of course.
Oh, great. Great. So that makes trying to clear it for the bow pretty terrible. Actually, this is one of those situations, maybe you just go straight to Vidi here. You know, you're one item from go mode.
What is Kohrek doing? Is he going to Bumper Ledge? Maybe he didn't see that already. Oh, he's gonna get the magic. Okay, that makes...
Oh, yeah. Willard takes the death on the spikes. I guess his burner wasn't working for him in that room.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. Or no, he was just out of magic. Because magic is very, very hard to come by at this point. Good thing there's some magic on the way to the boss.
Yeah, this is gonna make his route a little bit more obnoxious, though, because usually you like to check that one chest, but you have to light 4 torches to do it, and I don't know where you can get magic.
There's a full magic jar right below the cutscene room.
Yeah, but you have to he has to come all the way back to do it.
Oh yeah, it's not just a screen transition, it's like an awkward walk around a wall and stuff. Ugh. No one wants that.
I'm waiting, Meyer. Are you gonna give us our bow? It's gotta be here. Please don't tell me it's in Eastern.
Alright, Kohrek's coming to Meyer, so he's probably never gonna get that lamp. It's good, this is what he needs to do. But
this will help him make up some time, but he's still that ice pallet behind. There's the bow in the Meyer big chest.
Oh, rough play.
Wow.
But that'll be go mode for Willard. And hey, today is not an all dungeons race, which might surprise you since most of the tournament is all dungeons. But that means Willard just has to finish here, pod, and then head to GT.
They didn't have to step foot in a single pendant dungeon, and that is going to be something that is going to be weighing on both of their minds as they near the finish here of like, wow, I couldn't have done that worse. But both of them did it, so it worked out for, them.
Yeah, especially Willard with that double dip into Pendant Swamp. I'd be glad he got at least the lamp out of it, because it makes this dark room so much easier, but it's still not a nice feeling to have.
I wonder if Kohrek will take the same route that Willard did here. It was actually kind of nice. Willard didn't have magic because that pushed him towards the big chest, and he completely ignored the fire rod lock side of Meyer. So he got his go mode without having to do those. I suppose if Kohrek wanted to do it, he'd have to grab the magic in this pot up here. It doesn't look like he's going to do.
On Willard going for the heart on the left side, which most of the time people don't go out of their way for, but you want everything you can get for this Vidi fight.
And everyone's favorite way to dispose of Vitreous, shoot these silver arrows at them, but wait, this is expert mode, you're not allowed to do that, so he's gonna have to use spin. And with only 7 hearts, it's a little dicey, but he's staying in control here.
Yeah, fortunately, because we haven't been able to shoot the bow, we've got 30 arrows when we get to this fight, so that's way more than we ever need after a few spins to just take everything out with bow.
That was a good fight by him. That was actually quick.
Yeah, that is 6 crystals down for Willard.
All he has to do is go back in the FOD, Helmasaur, and he's already gotten the big key and stuff like that, so it's basically just a straight shot to the boss.
Yeah, on Kohrek's side, he's got to finish up these dungeons that Willard does, and he has to run back through Ice Palace and do that Gold Stair fight again. So Willard definitely in the lead here, but as we've said before, this is not over till it's over.
Yep, still lagging that Ice Palace clear, but I mean, you know, a death and a Ganon's power climb or a Ganon like that would pretty much equalize this race right back up again. Being really good so far, though. I would be surprised to see him do that. Yeah, and there was that thing too. Kohrek cleared out the fire rod side of Meyer, didn't get anything for it. Oh, is he going this way too? Then he'll have to wrap around to the big chest as well. Gonna make sure to open all the chests in Meyer.
But soon enough, he's gonna get the bow, and for him, we'll call that go mode. I don't see him tracking down the lamp in left side swamp at this point.
Yeah, he's a seasoned runner. He doesn't need that stinking lamp. He'll be all right. He's in go mode here. He's got 8 hearts. Does he have one more heart than Willard? It looks like it.
Yes. Not because I can count, but because I can tell because of where they line up next to the word life.
Oh, man. Wow. Advanced strategies.
Yeah. Counting's overrated. My eyes go crossy and things get weird.
I just don't have that many fingers, so it's tough for me. Used to work in an aquarium, it's a long story. Kohrek's doing this dark room really well.
He's through the hard part. Although, that spike going back and forth tends to eat a couple hearts when you do this.
Yeah, you don't really quite get the timing on it, and
Ooh.
We're down to half a heart. We can use our blue for one more heart. I don't think he got in the correct channel there.
Oh, he's going cape strat to make sure he gets over there. Look at that cape drain in expert mode, but it got him through.
All right. Gotta refill his magic there. There you go. That's all you get. No more soup for you. Willard's on his Helmasaur fight. I can't watch both of these at the same time. Ugh.
It's okay. You watch one, I'll watch the other.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're gonna have to do that one again. Using some hammer strats on Helmasaur.
And swapping over to spins.
And Kohrek is leaving Meyer. The only thing... Kohrek, say it ain't so. Alright, so... He knows exactly where the lamp is. I think he's gonna go get it. Alright.
I guess... Yeah, there's nowhere else it can be, and he knows it at this point. Oh, hey, Willard's got 7 crystals.
Oh yeah, we
type some numbers in the chat. We've got it here, even on ALTTPR.
Fantastic.
Shoutouts to Sinak, the restreamer, for putting that together.
Yeah, number between 1 and 22, where you think that big key might be.
I see your 22s. All of you typing 22s in chat, you realize Willard doesn't do tile room as 22, right?
He better not do it.
If you're typing 22, you're asking for, like, rando room or something.
How could you ever feel clean if you did tile room twice in 2 elimination matches back to back? And Willard's answer to that is probably talk to my bronze medal real quick if he keeps this up.
At this rate, that is where he's going. Although, in this match, a tile room play is not going to be what makes the difference. And remember, it doesn't always work for him. He did that in one of his races against Bonta, and it still wasn't enough.
You mean to tell me the tile room play did not work? I thought it was fallible.
Actually, the tile room play still worked, it just wasn't enough to make up the difference.
Oh, even worse. It's dirty. So he's going to be heading into Ganon's tower. Again, this is still very difficult with expert mode and just Master Sword. No real way to kind of keep your health up. You can take damage here and there. You can get this book off the torch or leave it there to burn.
We don't need book.
We definitely don't need book ever. Alright, so left side first, which is not tile room. Chest number 2. Chest number 3, just a small key. 4 is 3 bombs. Too many numbers. 5 is a red triangle. What does that do?
It hits switches in this room and the next room in ways that you are not used to doing. Like, and no one uses it.
Oh. Seems, I guess that was why I was here. Okay. Well, we checked all the way up to the hook fire bar room. We're switching audios here. There we go.
Nice little fade out, fade in.
So thing 9 is tile room here. All right,
Oh,
we're
good.
not stopping.
I would have words for Willard if he did the tile room right here.
It's only slightly dirty, not full dirty. And Kohrek did get his lamp out of swamp, so he can have no excuse when he makes his return back to Mire.
No, he's on half a heart though, so yeah, he's going to potion shop to fill up on health. This is probably the best place in the game to do that.
I think that was all the way up to chest number 13. Still no big key. And we are going all the way right.
Oh no.
What on earth
Okay.
are we doing right now?
Alright. This is fine. Falling and then getting 1 point owed in that hole is not so fine. Especially not like that.
It's gonna be
Willard.
a little tight there. And, alright,
Yeah,
so...
okay, I was gonna say, don't mirror there, just take the death warp.
So what Willard was doing here, there was a lot of traps and fire bars and spikes and stuff. It was a really quick way to death warp so he could get his health back and do left side. That was the strategy here.
But he had the health when he went into the room.
I didn't see it. Did you? You didn't. That's
No,
the answer.
I did.
Thank you.
I did. You caught me.
Yeah, this is a new GT route. I think we should give this one a name. The left, right, fake out, left route. I like that one.
So no joke, the issue Willard has when he does that is that he opened the door. Which isn't to say he can't beat the dungeon, he just might have to look a little harder for small keys before he starts climbing the tower.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
And I guess there might have been a chance that chest wouldn't have a small key and he would have had to go all the way to the boss. You'd have to ask Dr. Bobtastic about the full ramifications of every key.
I don't
Ganon's
think
tower.
so, because he's still up a key because he hasn't used the middle door. So if there was no key there, well,
Oh yeah,
I don't know, maybe. I'll just say maybe, but this is perfect
Maybe.
because
there we go, Rando room.
he got to skip Ice Armos and he got his big key and his small key. So it was a very intelligent strategy for him to statistically death warp in that one silly room. It saved him time.
Yeah, that routing was Worked out perfectly.
Look at some bombs going over here on Vitreous. By the way, I have no idea what chest that was. He confused me so much that I'm not even going to pretend to keep count on that.
I think it was 15, but I'm really lost on that.
You say 15. I see 14s and 16s in chat, so I'll meet you in the middle. We'll say 15 and a half, guys.
15 and a half. I love it when I get half a chest opened.
Whoever said 15 and a half, you win the big key guessing game today. Actually, we're going to say it was 15. That was very kind of you. And you were right.
I should have just said 14 because that was my guess. I missed out on points.
Here we go. Down to 1 heart, but luckily we have fairies over here, and boy, was I really nervous he was going to run into his own bomb there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Kohrek managed to dispatch Vitreous. Pretty solid fight, 3 hearts left at the end of it. And a lot more arrows than Willard had at the finish.
And still unfortunate for him, he is going to have to go clean up that cold stare fight that unfortunately didn't work out too well for him the first time.
Cold stare, and he's still got the Helmosaur King fight to do in pod.
That's a really good point. He's got to do that one also. Ugh.
Willard's making his way through Gauntlet into that terrible room with the red guys who don't die in a hit unless you knock them into the spikes, in which case they go down fast.
That was calculated. And he set him up in the corner to shoot an arrow. This is textbook right now.
That is a solid gauntlet.
Take notes, guys. Hey, Moat. Getting a little out of the way. Good for him. He actually did track down that lamp. Makes it a lot less stressful here because if you don't have that lamp, you got to be really careful with your magic management when you climb Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, half a bar and Willard will be fine with that lamp. I have seen that thing happen where you're climbing lampless, you take out Landmo with all your fire rod shots, and then you get to the torch room and you just go, oh.
Right. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's happened
and if
to
you
us
notice
all.
early enough, you can try killing Wizrobes to farm magic, and if you're an expert, you get a 25% drop rate, and that's not worth your time.
Not to mention that good old randomized prize pack, too. Clean torches here. Gets his full magic refill. Not even gonna risk the torch glitch. The despawn, rather.
Yeah, torch glitch comes later.
Yeah, it is a glitch with torches, but it's not the torch glitch TM.
I mean, I knew what you meant.
Thank you. Because I didn't.
Willard's not opening chests, but I guess there's nothing really he can get. I mean, maybe a piece of heart would tip the scales, but it's not worth it at this point. We got the silvers already. That's the big thing we might need.
Yeah, we finally get to see them after all this time. We had them so early and we never got to see a single one. But soon, guys, we are going to see those silver arrows in action.
I called it pretty well. I said it would happen around 146 when we saw them, and Willard's not going to be far behind that.
I didn't even open that chest. That could have been the bug net, and everybody would have gone so insane, but we'll never know now. Also, Willard being really smart there. Just muscle memory, everybody hook shots that first Helmosaur. Well, hook shots don't stun in here. And if you try to stun him, he'll just bounce off it, and he almost always hits you.
That didn't even cross my mind until you mentioned it, but yeah, that would wreck a lot of people. Kohrek going with the 8-arrow strat just takes out Helmosaur King really quickly. Still
Almost
got
set
that
up for a triple
ice
there.
balance to run.
Showing off a little bit of his rhythm there with those sword slashes. I like it.
All right, Willard one Ganon fight away from taking third place in this tournament. Agatude down is just going to have to do this fight nice and clean.
Going in with
just don't get hugged by the pig.
Yeah, he's got 6 hearts, so he can take 2 of the phase 2 fire bats, or I think the phase 3 ones do 2 hearts of damage. So he's got a little bit of a buffer here. And he's got Samaria out as well. Oh man. Willard J. Cojones here, showing off the swag strats here with Samaria. And it saves time too if you can do it right. So far, so good.
Ooh.
Right?
It's the trident there, 4 hearts. Any source of damage in this fight will be the end of Willard.
A little greedy, sneaking in a couple hits there. He's got 3 spins in, so he just needs to get 9 more. So far, so good. Gonna use little iframes from the hook shot. I'm surprised they didn't take those away in expert mode too. That would have just been crazy though.
Oh.
That was actually really unlucky. I don't think he could have gotten any closer to that torch without hook shotting it, but that's fine. Take 2.
The trick for Willard here is that because he did that whole Swamp Palace play, that Turtle Rock play all the way down to Laser Bridge, as you mentioned earlier, he didn't need to do those pendant dungeons. The deaths he takes on Ganon from where he's sitting are like, oh god, where's Kohrek? Is that the thing that ends the match? And it's not, fortunately for him, but ooh, another one there.
Man, you kind of are thinking, is this going to be game 3? Where Kohrek was on Ganon and Willard was just trying to catch up, but Kohrek has a huge gap to climb here. Willard is staying firm with the Samaria strats here, but yeah, to what you said, he did all of these pendant dungeons. None of them were required. You got to be thinking, so far behind. I've died to Ganon 3 times now. What is going on? Or twice.
Especially because, you know, how long were we bow only from go mode?
A very long time.
10, 15 minutes?
Wow, that was a really nice escape from those fire bats.
Oh.
The lag can really throw you off there, but he did that really well. He even gets the really nice corner spot here to get in doubles. And he's gonna go ahead and take an early exit out of here. He doesn't want to play around with that anymore.
Hey, we're into phase 3.
Yeah, phase 3, he's got 5 hearts, so he can take a couple hits as long as he doesn't take a hug. He's very close to closing this out.
And still plenty of magic to deal with the torches in whatever way he wants.
And Ganon does not want this fall tournament to end, so he is gonna keep us here for a little longer, guys.
Oh, he stopped and I think Willard missed the spin.
I think he got iced on that one. Yeah, Ganon throwing the warp strats out here. Good lord, this is more warps than I've ever seen. It's never gonna end, guys. This is actually fun.
Alright, there we go.
Nice hit there.
Alright, there's one hit for Willard. Lined up for a double, it looks like.
None.
Yep.
One more silver. GG. The reverse sweep for Willard. Fantastic. Oh man, this series was so good.
This was an incredible series to watch. Just such crazy plays pulled out by both runners. Willard's going to cross this bridge and act. What is his official time?
Oh, looks like he finished with an official time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 20 seconds. Sorry, I had to scroll up a little bit. They had some really entertaining banter.
I should hope so.
And I imagine they'll probably want to come in, give us their thoughts on the race. Looks like Kohrek's not going to finish this one out. I don't blame him. He's probably only played about 13,000 hours just in this tournament alone, so...
Yeah, there's still a lot to go. I'm not going to hold that against him in the slightest.
We'll see if they want to join us and give us their thoughts on their tournament, definitely. Congratulate them, follow them both. Follow WillardJBradley, your 3rd place finisher in this million-year tournament. Follow Kohrek, 4th place finisher, and also, hello Willard, GG, man.
GG. I almost joined the Portuguese Discord.
Obrigado.
Because I got the DM, and I was like, oh yeah, let me just hop in commentary, and I forgot we were on an ALTTPR. So I was like, oh, right, let me go to this one. Hey guys.
Hi. And hey to Kohrek as well.
Hello.
Yeah, GG, guys. Man. Any feelings, thoughts, anything you want to share? How are you guys feeling? At least, how are you feeling, Willard, in your Ganon fight going into that?
Dude, that first death was so dumb. I'm mad about that, because my hook shot was like 2 pixels away from grabbing that torch. I would have been fine. And then the second death, where I gave him a big old hug, was I thought that was it. I thought that was the end. Honestly, I thought it was over for like the last 20 minutes of the seed, just because of me gambling. Because of my route of doing Swamp Pod and then Eastern, I was like, I feel behind. Let's go to T-Rock. Let's get bailed out by Bo in there or something stupid. And then, that wasn't there. I was like, ah, crap. All right, well, let's go check these overworld crap. And that wasn't there. I was like, all right, let's go check left side swamp, because either it's going to be Bo or it's going to be the lamp. And then it was the lamp. And I was like, dang it, I don't need this. And then it was in Mire. What a seed.
Yeah, it was really funny, because both of you did basically exactly the same thing at that point. Yeah, really the only divergence kind of toward the mid-game and in route was that you just went back in the left side swamp and Kohrek went in the mire. That was about it.
Gotcha. Dang.
But it's okay, Death and Cold Stare, so you still had a little bit of a buffer lead from that.
Yeah, so, it's a rough place to die. Cold Stare, Vitreous, even Argus are all really unfortunate because it's really long to get back there.
I've got a question for both of you. When you did make your way into Eastern Palace, both of you skipped the vanilla big key chest. What was up with that, and was there some galaxy brain thing going on that Ack and I couldn't figure out?
I mean, at that point, it was either gonna be the bow or nothing. If it was the bow, then this seed is cursed. So and it's still, 50-50. The other item could have just been on Armos. So I considered it, but I was like, what are the odds? At least that's what my thought process was.
Yep, pretty much the same. It was only the bow left, and yeah, it just didn't seem like a very likely thing. It was 50-50 for an item, and well, I just would rather go to Turtle Rock for nothing,
Same. Knowing what was in tier, I mean, I didn't even end up using Cape or Burna other than checking Spike Cave, but I would have gladly have checked the vanilla big key chest in Eastern over going back up, doing all of T-Rock.
Yeah, you both, did exactly the same thing and skipped it. And yeah, we were just scratching our brains about it. Like, it made sense, from that logic standpoint, but it was just like, they both skipped it? Like, what are we missing? What do we not know about the fill? What's going on?
What are the odds? Because we still didn't have lamp yet. So I was like, what are the odds that the lamp in the Dark World somewhere stupid actually led to the bow in Eastern? Now, I will say, I think at least one weekly, I went into Eastern Palace right at the beginning of the seed, and I died trying to get to that chest, and I never went back, and of course the bow was in there. So I was like, there's no way, it's not gonna happen. It's not possible. I honestly feel like I mean, this is the first time I've had to play Defeat Ganon in since maybe top 16, 32. I don't know. I'd have to go look. I'm just so used to all dungeons, and quite frankly, I kind of prefer all dungeons at this point.
I'm surprised you didn't just mirror just to go fight Ganon just for the heck of it, or Aghanim rather. You know, it's like, hey, I missed you, bud.
I mean, maybe I would have gotten at least one good hint in this entire seed.
Oh yeah, the hints were real bad.
Yeah, the only one, like, we got 3 for cash and bombs in GT. The only good hints were Graveyard Legend, Purple Chest. Purple Chest hint was in Swamp. That was kind of nice. But yeah, it was a very interesting seed. I was frustrated about my decision to go up to Death Mountain, and then getting the hammer immediately afterwards in back of Escape. I was like, man, if Moon Pearl's up in here, I'm mad because I ain't going back up there until I find a fire source, which ended up working out. And I don't know about Kohrek, but I was getting so much value from the mirror that I was like, let's keep getting value from the mirror, which is why I picked Swamp Palace over going to Pod. And especially because kind of to go elsewhere, but my thought process was also that the lamp was more than likely going to be in Swamp, and then it was. But yeah. And of course the green pennant going towards Eastern Palace, if that ended up having like the bow or something useful, it would have worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. Dang, awesome. Yeah, everything made. Yeah, it made. Didn't have to do any of we finally gave you not an all dungeon. You didn't have to do any of those pendant dungeons, but you guys just felt like doing them anyways, and we wouldn't have had it any other way because I think we enjoyed like literally every second. It's you made it last a lot longer, and it's the last match of the tournament, so it was awesome.
Yeah, glad we dragged this one out.
Like, Ganon, especially at the end, was just insistent that race would not
Dude,
end.
Oh, those warps.
I was those warps were insane. Especially, I strongly disagree with that failed Master Sword spin, which led to like at least 8 more warps. How did that miss? Come on, man. Yeah. Other than that, MIGT route was I don't know. I fell behind, so I wanted to go full right, but I don't know how to get to that stupid room without, you know, infinite magic and, you know, Cape and Burna. I feel like for expert mode, that should be one of those locations that magic doesn't reduce at a stupid rate, maybe. Or I should just get good, one of the two.
Or just don't go to that room.
Yeah, it ended up saving me time, obviously, because random room was the answer. It's always the answer when I don't do it.
I mean, I really tried to sell it as a intentional death warp. You didn't have to come clean with us.
Yeah, I really wanted to just waste a key and then potentially force myself to go back over there if there wasn't a key on the way in the fire snake room, which was terrifying going there. I was like, oh gosh, please be a key, please be a key. Oh, thank goodness. But yeah, other than that death and the 2 at Ganon, I was really happy with my execution throughout the entirety of this run. I felt really good with everything. So thanks,
well,
expert mode.
As you should, because it was really good. Your bosses were all really clean. Dang. Oh man. Say it ain't so.
Well, that's it, guys.
The tournament's over. What do you do now?
It's over. I can play other games like NMG. No, not that one. Zelda 2. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of because this has been like my life for like the past, as sad as it is, this has been my life for like the past few months. I've been extremely focused. Like all of my streaming has been just directed towards just practicing and running seeds and preparing for every single situation, all the different modes that get thrown at me, those freaking retro modes. And now that I don't have to do that much, and especially with there being no spring tournament, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll do more 2 rando 1 controller. I think I still owe people one of those from like months ago. So
yeah,
sounds
you
awesome.
do.
He's gonna quit playing rando to play more rando. You guys heard it here first.
You know, it's an addiction. the puzzle solving aspect of it. I might also look into doing the vanilla game, doing low percent runs, because if there's anything that I've taken away from, especially the bracket stages, is all of a sudden I was doing like 4 or 5 expert modes in a row, is that I've really started to gravitate towards the low percent situations. I find the constant fear of death in this game to be very entertaining and exciting. And doing that low percent like swordless and all that stuff is very entertaining for me. I really enjoy it. So I might look into that. But yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for putting in all of your hard work and practice to give us this awesome series. You got 3rd place in it, which, God, I feel like once everyone gets to this level, like, they're all so good. One of them has to win, but, like, man, would you bet on anybody winning any of these matches consistently? I wouldn't. Everyone was incredible.
It's tough to say, especially once you get into, like, top 16. Like, anyone could have taken this tournament for sure. Except for, I don't know. I wouldn't bet on myself, never. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This was a great tournament. This is my favorite tournament so far. This is my 5th now, 4 from the community, and then the 1 Key Sanity that we don't talk about. That was the other thing, is I actually really enjoyed Key Sanity the times I played it. The only reason I vetoed it, I never picked it for my races against Kohrek, is because I know he likes Key Sanity. So I specifically vetoed them. And sorry.
All right, Kohrek, any final thoughts before we head out here?
No, just, thanks guys for, doing the commentary tonight, and it was a really fun tournament. It was a good time, and I look forward to not playing Link to the Past.
It'll be a good few months of not playing Link to the Past, unless you want to play more Link to the Past. If for some reason you're watching this stream, but you're not in the Link to the Past Rando Discord, A, how did you pull that off? And B, join the Link to the Past Rando Discord, because we announced tournaments in there, and we announced a couple tournaments just this week.
What?
Yeah. Tournaments are still happening, even though we're not doing a big spring tournament. We're going to just move
What's
to
wrong with you guys?
a 2019
Stop.
tournament, because we don't want to start up a spring tournament 6 weeks from now. I know I'm looking forward to the rest. So we'll have a big official tournament sometime later this year.
Someday? Cool. I guess
probably
I'll
after
go ahead and post my
GDQ happens, but not like right after.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying don't even look for it until that's over.
Good call.
But yeah, do join the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord. Look out for those other tournaments. Thanks so much to all the runners in this tournament. Everyone who ran a qualifier, who gave feedback on how things should be done. I know qualifiers were like 4 months ago. You might have run a qualifier and forgotten about it by now, but thank you for doing it. Because this tournament doesn't happen without the tireless work of the runners, the commentators. Shoutouts to Iceman for tracking this, because every tracker was important. Shoutouts to Synac and all the restreamers who were working hard on this.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for commentating, tracking, and doing the restream stuff.
Oh, and hey, thanks to the 331 people still watching this stream, and everyone who watched the stream, because part of the reason we do these tournaments is so people can watch, so we can spread the word of Rando around. We're going to stop spreading it a bit, but it'll still be
No,
up.
we're not stopping until we get everybody infected, all right? Everyone's going to have the rando bug. Every single human being.
We need to get everybody on the early boots. That particular virus, or
Get them started soon. You're genius.
Let's go, guys. Come on, rally together. We can do this.
And oh yeah, the other thing I'm supposed to plug is in the tourney Discord we have a feedback form, so fill that out. Tell us what we can do better next time, and we'll read it all, even if we don't apply everything, because we certainly value the feedback of people. Ack, I got nothing. Take us out.
Dude, I've got nothing either. It was a pleasure watching the end of this tournament, the end of this series. Please go follow WillardJBradley, Kohrek, and also the other I think over 400 runners that participated in this tournament. Follow every single one of the commentators too. I think that puts you up at like 600 followers. If you throw restreamers and admins, that might get you at another 700. Please follow everybody. And man, thank you for co-commentating me and putting up with me, Phileon. I really had a lot of fun today.
I mean, I use push to talk, so you can't hear me laughing at what you're saying. But thank you, Ak. It was a lot of fun.
I heard you. Oh, awesome, guys. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.